Here's what will happen if Donald Trump becomes president again. Trump's administration will implement policies that are favorable to businesses, including tax cuts and deregulation. This will most likely stimulate economic growth and increase corporate profit. His supporters also argue that these policies could lead to job creation and lower the unemployment rate. His administration will also try to further appointments of conservative judges to federal courts, including the Supreme Court, which could lead to long-term impacts on key issues like abortion rights, gun laws, and religious freedoms. In terms of immigration, of course, he will continue focus on border security and immigration enforcement, which could reduce illegal immigration and improve national security. He's definitely pro-military, so he will increase the defense spending, and he will focus on military strength, which also would boost national security. In terms of foreign policy, he'll probably have some aggressive renegotiations of trade deals, which might lead to terms more favorable for the US. He will also maintain his very tough stance on China and Iran, which could lead to actions that supporters believe protect American interests and reduce global threats. He will also have energy policies that will promote fossil fuel production, which could lead to greater energy independence and lower energy prices. His critics most harp on the idea that there might be some economic inequality through his tax cuts for the wealthy. They argue that the tax cuts that primarily benefit the wealthy might exacerbate income inequality and fail to provide significant benefits to middle and lower income Americans. Because of his increased spending and tax cuts, it could also lead to a higher national debt and budget deficits. His critics also argue that his environmental policies, such as deregulation, could lead to increased pollution and long-term environmental damage, affecting climate change efforts. Trump also uses rather polarizing rhetoric, which could deepen the divide politically and socially. People also worry that his idea of putting America first might cause some global divide, and that his aggressive trade policies could lead to trade wars, harming global trade and potentially leading to higher prices for consumers. Lastly, his efforts to dismantle the Affordable Care Act could lead to millions of Americans losing healthcare coverage. The potential impacts of a second Trump presidency would vary widely depending on one's perspective and priorities. His supporters might focus on the benefits of economic growth, conservative judicial appointments, and strong national security, while critics might focus on economic inequality, environmental damage, social polarization, and strained international relations. And regardless of who wins, the world's not going to come to an end. So keep calm and carry on.